In this video, we're going to be remaking Base After Base, the most forgettable level. All the random pauses, stupid coins, and just bad gameplay is going to be fixed in this version, to try and actually make it one that you'd want to rebeat. But before we get into the video, only a small percentage of you are actually subscribed, so if you could, that would really help out the channel. Thank you. So, why is Base After Base actually bad? Well, me personally, I only have 17 attempts on this level because it just isn't that fun to play. For me, the only reason I actually beat it was for the orbs and coins. It's meant to be a collection of some sort of all the levels you've done so far, but it doesn't really hold up to their standards. And you can see that as soon as you open the level. So the first thing we're going to redesign is the beginning. Yeah, so it's got kind of like bland gameplay and stuff. It's not really like a well put together level. I'm going to try and fix that today and see if I can actually make it a decent level. Because the coins are bad. I'm gonna improve the coins. I'm gonna improve the actual gameplay. Let's go into this copy of Base After Base and let's change it up a little bit. So we've got this starting bit where you just have a couple spikes like that. It's not that bad. I like that start, but I think there are some stuff it can do to, like differentiate from the pack. So I like the first two jumps, but I don't really like this whole nothing section. So I'm thinking maybe if we got just on the beat, we have what kind of structures are in this level? Okay, so we can have some stuff like this maybe, and then if we add 4 spikes there, then obviously you can't jump that, so you can't just drop down and jump that, but then you can hit the orb and get over it. There we go. Now I like that start because it actually allows you to do something. And it stands out from all the other starts because it doesn't start with just spikes. And then I like the rest of this beginning. I feel like it's quite memorable, especially that jump there. This part here, this part doesn't have much wrong with it. But obviously there is one little difference that we need to make. So this is what we need to change next. We can't have it like that. We just can't. We want the coin in the same rough location. Maybe actually, if I move the start position further back here, we could do something here. Maybe if we make this spike go a bit further in, we change that to a medium spike, and then we do it so you have to jump at the very latest section, and then you just like jump back on here. I think that's good. If we just move that up by literally half a block, then I think we can make it so you can just continue on like that. If we also move this by like a quarter. Yes, I think we found it. I think this part of Base After Base is quite memorable. However, RobTop forgot the corners. Alright, now let's play this part here. See if we can find anything that's a bit weird. This part is quite memorable, I'll give it that. But then, with this part, it's still quite memorable, but it doesn't really add anything new. You'd expect it to add something new maybe, or give it a different spice or tone. Also, I just saw the next coin. We definitely need to improve the ship part. I think let's go on to builds and let's fix this. So this part I'll deal with. It's quite nice. I like how it jumps around. I don't know what this is. Honestly, this is everything about this needs to go. The portals are flipped, it's terrible. And I think we should do something with this little bit here. You can see, you can like hop down there. That's how the part works. But you can also do that. And I think that should definitely be a coin. If we make the timing a bit more difficult, so we could move that up by like half maybe, and then add some of these to the top. But let's have a look. Yes, that works. It's a bit difficult, but I mean, we're going for a bit of difficulty, so. And then if we put the coin right about where the jump is, so just at the peak of the jump, so about there. So you can go down, or you can jump for the coin. I like that. That's a really good coin. Okay, now this ship part. There is a lot that we need to change in this ship part because first, oh, that's the wrong spot. You can see there's not a lot of stuff going on here. And I know it's meant to be an easy level, but then it doesn't really make sense why it's this easy and not memorable whatsoever. Like, it's not interesting at all. I think we need to add a bit of spice to it. So I think if we made it so there's a first pillar here, like there's an initial one you have to avoid. Otherwise you will get hit. So you can't just let go there and not worry. You've got to hold up. And then with this part here, we could do a kind of we could do a 2-pillar thing actually, without like actually raising too much difficulty. You can see this part is a little bit cooler now. So you've got like a new player will be moving like that, and it's a little bit more memorable there. And then I think a few more spikes and a bit more like confusing gameplay instead of just all of them on the floor would be good there. So if I added, they do have little spikes here, so I can add 4 little spikes there. And now they'll realise that if you hit the ceiling, it kind of like stops them more. So you've got to be a bit careful. So now you can like hold up there. If we add a little bit more difficulty to these spikes as well, it's not really buffing, it's more making it enjoyable gameplay, because I highly doubt many people would actually die to this. It's more kind of like improving the gameplay. If we made like one little spike there, it teaches them that they can kind of like hop over the spike. So if you do it too little, you die. But then if you do it too much, you also die. And you get like a perfect amount kind of, while also being able to stick to like the regular style. So for more experienced players, they could just go in the middle like that. But for maybe early players, they can hop over like that. And then if we're doing that, they might be a little bit slow to react here. So if I move that spike a bit further out, we could do stuff like that. And then if we add one more mini spike there and another mini spike there, you can see it kind of just makes the gameplay a little bit more enjoyable. And then one final little section. Before, it didn't really feel that difficult. It didn't feel like it should be hard, but since I'm adding a little bit more to it, it feels a bit better. So this is this section now, compared to what it looked like before. It's just like a little bit more improved, you know. And now we need to fix this coin, because I don't know what this is at this point. This is just ridiculously dumb. Oh, you gotta hold. Oh, you're done. As you can see, it's just kind of, it's improved the gameplay just a little bit. Just enough to make it a bit more memorable. And now we go on to this section here. So let's get a look at it in in the regular version. So a bit of upside down hopping gameplay. It's not actually that bad. Some of these timings are a little bit confusing though, and I could see with nerves how you would be able to die to them. So I'm thinking that since this is like kind of a final section, a bit difficult, it's like a final strive, you know, we should add a coin here for the really experienced players, the people who actually get it. Oh, I know. I found a good spot for the coin. We're good. We do it where you have to jump there maybe and then hit an orb. So if we did it, we hit an orb there. Maybe then we have a regular gravity portal and then a little spike there before flipping you back into upside down. So you kind of got a little section to go. That's actually pretty good. I like that a lot. So it just provides an extra little challenge. Now, if you're going on a regular path, it doesn't really stop you in any way. So you might be a bit confused, but you're not really going to go for it. You don't really understand how. So maybe if we made, instead of hitting the floor, so I think it'll be a bit of a tighter timing then. Oh wait, let me put a start position at that point here. Yeah, so you're hopping along here. I think we should make that a little bit more difficult. And then you have to jump at the earliest point instead. Instead of hitting the floor. It's more of a better timing, I guess. So now, when you do this input here, it might be a little bit confusing at first, because you're like, how do I do it? But then you bring back the orb. Yeah, I'm adding a lot more orbs to this level. I feel like it spices up the gameplay a little bit more, you know? Now, you really have got to be careful with that click. And that's why I'm going to move it up one step, because I feel bad for the people who just died there and didn't know why. Okay, I think that is this section done, so let's have a little look. Yeah, so I really like that orb input. Yeah, I like that. That's really good. Now, let's delete all the start positions, and I'll show you a side-by-side comparison of both levels. So yeah, that's base after base, but version 2, and actually a little bit better. I've now actually uploaded the level, so you can play it as well if you want to. It's called Base After Base version 2. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.